Hi, welcome back to Inspire at Random, and in this video I'm going to be talking about addressing that number one block to your manifestation. And the number one block for most people actually boils down to two things. It's doubt and clarity. And if you have doubt, how can you have clarity? Or actually these two things are kind of like mutually exclusive, right? So first and foremost, I want to present you with two different pictures. This picture here, I'm sure you have seen before. This picture represents how a lot of people don't realize how close they actually are to receiving their goal, because they don't know, when should I stop digging? I've been digging for ages. When will I finally get there? And then they give up. And then we got this other picture here as well. This one has a very special meaning to it. You may have seen a different version of this. It's basically about a young boy who has a small present hidden behind his back that he wants to give to his grandpa. But little does he know that his grandpa has a huge surprise for him. I will get back to this second picture in a while, but now a lot of you have heard of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, the famous martial artist that has been in the movies, made it to Hollywood as the first Chinese action film star, right? Did you know that when he started out wanting to seek training from Master Ip Man, he was told to do this. He was in that position. I'm gonna put this down here so you can see. So the horse stance. He was supposed to maintain the horse stance for like 2 hours a day. And if that wasn't enough, after maintaining the horse stance, he was then told to hold a wooden stick out like this, again, for like 2 hours a day. Or was it 3 hours a day? And then he got so impatient that he did 2 sticks. It's like, fuck this, I'm gonna do 2 sticks at one time, and that's gonna increase the rate that I'll finish this training. But still, he went on for a very long period of time. And then he was wondering, Master Iman, when can I finally stop doing this meaningless stuff? So one fine day, Master Iman said, let's go, you're ready, let's start training. What Bruce Lee found out later is that this was to have him develop the foundation. What Master Iman had been doing was to prepare Bruce Lee with the foundations of perseverance, clarity, and calmness to then become a martial arts practitioner that can apply martial arts properly in the way that it should. The next thing is, I want all of you to think about your education process and where you are right now in life. Wouldn't you agree with me that as a kid we often dream to be an adult, but once we're an adult, most of the time, most adults would feel that they're much more better being a kid again, because there's so many things you don't have to worry about. But the biggest thing that the adults worry about is actually uncertainty. Uncertainty, because it's not like as a child when everything was crafted out for you. For example, in the very first picture, the man digging the cave, right? School. You've got your grade school, high school, college. Just keep digging. Most people, if you finish your education, you either get a diploma or a degree. Over here, likewise, if you just keep digging, you will find what you're digging for at the end of the tunnel. But imagine if it was a different way. Imagine that there wasn't this whole school education system. There wasn't this whole thing called upbringing that everyone has. We'll keep thinking that we've been digging for hours, days, weeks, months. When will I finally get there? However, in the school system, there's a education plan. There is a lesson plan. Even when you go to work, earlier we did a comparison, like childhood life, adult life. Now there's also the employed life and also the self-employed life. A lot of people who come into self-employment, they would actually think that, damn it, yes, the potential to earn is much higher, but the things to worry about are also much more. Because as an employee, I didn't have to think about all these stuff. Now we go back to the second picture, the picture of the boy. And why this picture is so meaningful to me is because out of love, out of appreciation for his grandpa, he wants to give his grandpa a present. He doesn't really care if the grandpa is going to give him something back. Maybe he does, because it's Christmas and presents do get exchanged. But out of his appreciation, he's put together something that he wants to give to his grandpa. Let's assume that his grandpa has a big surprise for him. This is actually an example of just keep sowing. The results will come. Just keep sowing. The results will come. If you want to get the minerals, the gold, the hidden treasure in the cave, just keep digging. The results will come. Have a plan. Be certain about this. Stop doubting it. Once you make your mind up, there's no point in giving up. Most people in business, or most people trying to make it in their own life, they go from opportunity to opportunity just because they come across something. You see all these ads that pop up on the screen, they get confused and conflicted, and they're doing a lot. They're spending a lot of time, but they're not getting results because they're just like this. But if they had concentrated and put their efforts all in one place, steady upward curve. And that's the point that a lot of people need to recognize. Get that steady upward curve. Just keep doing the things. Just keep sowing. Just follow the plan. How do we then get the clarity? How do we get the doubt out of the picture so that we can finally make our manifestation happen? Scripting. Scripting is a great process, and I want to share with you what I do. This is a little diary or a journal, whatever you call it. I actually use it two different ways. There's one side of it where I actually write out daily tasks, right? Daily tasks, and I cancel them out as I do it. This is like the correct side. Now, on the other side, this is where I write different things. On the other side, when I watch videos, I have like reflections on stuff and my goal setting, how I script out what I want to achieve and stuff like that. So I write it on the other side. This is like my little journal. And this is actually the first time I've used so much of a book other than during my school days. I never actually ever used a book as much as this. And the self-reflection side of it is actually catching up much more pages than the stuff that I got done. But look at the list that I check off. I'm already close to 600 items ever since I started keeping this book. This is something that I wanted to share with you. And for the goal setting, scripting is very important because when you write out this, it gives a very strange amount of clarity. I want to share with you that when I write out the tasks and then cancel them off, right? Here's what typically happens. Every morning, I start out my day with a good breakfast, right? I make it a point to either listen to a podcast or watch some video. One of the people that I'm watching a lot these days is Alex Hormozy, and really super good business content, business mindset, and a lot of actionable steps. Alex Hormozy, or I have my Mind Valley membership. After the videos that I watch, I will write out some action steps for the day, because I already have written out in advance my massive transformational goals. And then with the daily tasks that I will do that work towards these targets in actionable steps. When I write out in the morning, right, it's interesting that I can come back the next day when I write the task, I'll actually review what I've done for yesterday. And what I write out, I actually achieve. Well, not all of them. Maybe out of 7 things I write out, I achieve 5 or 6, which is not bad, right? And then when I look at the goals, that I did a goal setting at the beginning of this book, I actually come to realize how close I've come to this. I actually wrote out that I wanted to become an influencer in fitness and like the alpha male movement. Didn't actually expect that I would get there, but I'm surprised how close I've actually come to this point. The last 2 weeks, something phenomenal happened. I had this one video on Instagram that took off to like 76,000 views. First time ever. And ever since then, my tennis, my cat, and my workout videos have been getting like thousands of views each video. And it kind of like, I was like, oh, this is scary because the stuff that I wrote down is becoming true. And other than this, there were other aspects of life as well that I noticed. There's some goals that I keep private to myself. It was just scary how close to fruition these things are. Clarity is the planning that school does for you, or your parents' upbringing does for you. Like this, on the other hand, when you're watching this video, you're thinking, oh, what do I do with my life? Nothing I'm trying is ever working. Maybe it is, but you don't even realize it. Did you bother to plan? If you did, let's revisit the plan that you did. And then, one thing very important in goal setting that many people forget. This is why you're not hitting your manifestations. Because there are checkpoints, right? In school, our checkpoints is our term test, our semester exam. But in life, and with your manifestation goals, it is the same thing too. There are different checkpoints that you need to look at. How will I know that I've achieved this? So in my goal setting trainings that I've been watching and going through on Mind Valley, as well as all the various good speakers that I've come across, they always say one thing. Apart from setting these short-term, long-term goals, for each one of them, there is something that you will know that you have already achieved it. There are certain cue points that you will see in life. It could be an extra zero added to the back of your bank account balance. That could be one. A new car, a promotion could be one. Some people it's fitness, and that's precisely why I've been telling people in my videos that fitness is a great testing bed that you can see the results of hard work. So my friends, I would like you to get started, have your own black book, all right? Or it could be any other color that you like. And this would be a key point that is going to help you have that plan to move. And once you're on it, don't look back, keep pushing it. All right, I hope you find this content useful. Leave your comments down beneath this video. I'd love to hear from you. Give me a subscribe and a like button, also the bell notifications button, so that you'll be notified when I post new content. I also have some useful links down below this video. It might help you in some areas of your life. So do check them out.